67th anniversary of the independence of the Republic of Indonesia and the 20th anniversary of the bilateral relations between Slovenia and Indonesia. Tonight's event consists of speeches and remarks, cultural presentations from both Slovenia and Indonesia, followed by dinner. Without further ado, I would like to invite to the podium Dr. Bojana Skafar, the director of the Slovene Ethnographic Museum.
Distinguished Excellencies, dear guests. It's my great pleasure to host you in the Slovene Ethnographic Museum at the occasion of the 76th anniversary of independence of the Republic of Indonesia and the 20th anniversary of the diplomatic relations between the Republic of Indonesia and the Republic of Slovenia. I'm glad that the Slovene Ethnographic Museum, as a museum at the crossroads between Slovene and other cultures, has given an important emphasis to ties between Slovenia and Indonesia since many years. We can ask ourselves why, and the answer would be that somehow there exists a strong mutual interest between distant and so different countries based on inspiring personal stories and connections. First of all, I have to expose the collection of diplomat Dr. Aleš Bebler and his wife Vera Hreščak-Bebler, which consists of 249 objects like textiles, metal objects, plastic, Vajak Puppet Theatre, and so on, which was donated to the museum in 1970. For the last time, it was on display as a whole in the 1998, and it was accompanied by a catalogue. Now its part is on display within the museum's permanent exhibition, Reflections of Distant Worlds. Another project that connected Slovenia and Indonesia was the exhibition of paintings created by the architect and painter Mr. Primono Maruto, who studied in Ljubljana at the end of the 60s, the 20th century, and was a great friend of architect Edvard Ravnica and Mr. Usman Jalil, Slovene-Indonesian. We can see his paintings as a bridge between rational Western and spiritual Eastern world, and they were recognized as magical realism as well. Among 24 paintings that were displayed in 2003, 13 have been donated to our museum. The one with the title Slovenia as I Remember, on which Slovene women in a national costume and some other national symbols are depicted, is included into the museum's permanent exhibition Between Nature and Culture. So you can imagine that today's event isn't a coincidence, and that it is my sincere wish to continue the fruitful cooperation between the countries that would reflect also in the museum's future program. Thank you for coming, terima kasih, and I wish you a pleasant evening.
For our next remarks, I would like to invite Dr. Margian Stensen, the Director General of the Bilateral Relations of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Slovenia, to the podium to give the welcome speech.
Dober večer, spoštovani veleposlanik, spoštovani gostje. Glede na to, da imamo med sabo kar obširen diplomatski zbor, si bom dovolil ta nagovor narediti v angleščini. Sicer pa to upam, da ne pomeni, da je to kakšna diskriminacija slovenskega jezika, ampak mislim, da je to enostavno praktično. Dear Ambassador, it's my pleasure that just after few days and less weeks after you presented your credentials, we are now witnessing already this beautiful exhibition, which will give us hopefully also some ideas for the future cooperation between our two countries. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, at the very outset, I would like to thank Mr. Ambassador for the invitation to attend the celebration marking the 67th anniversary of independence of the Republic of Indonesia and the 20th anniversary of diplomatic relations between our two countries. On this occasion, please allow me to sincerely congratulate you on your 67th anniversary and independence and wish you, your country, a prosperous future. Indonesia is the world's largest democracy, is the leading economy in Southeast Asia with sound macroeconomic indicators, prospects for the future, and it has become influential both at the regional and global levels, continually striving to build harmonious local, regional, and global communities. In the past 20 years of the relations between our two countries, we have deepened our relations and diversified. We have been working well together at the bilateral and multilateral level, and interregional forums such as the Asia-Europe meeting offer excellent opportunities for the promotion and protection of democratic principles and fundamental human rights, the rule of law, peace and international justice, good governance, sustainable development, and for climate change action. Indonesia is Slovenia's key partner in the ASEAN region. To the great extent, our economies are complementary. However, there is still a lot of untapped potential for further growth in this field and for enhanced trade and investment. Slovenia is unique geographical position, and it could serve as a gateway for Indonesian companies to enter the markets of Central and Eastern Europe. Our economic cooperation would be underpinned and further promoted by the signing of the Agreement on Economic Cooperation, which is currently being negotiated. Bilateral relations can also grow in various other fields like culture, and we are witnessing one of these events here today: education, science, transport, tourism, to name but a few. I would like to stress the value of people-to-people contacts, particularly among the young. In this context, the Asia-Europe meeting and the Asia-Europe Foundation represent a highly valuable platform for interaction and exchanges on different levels. The European Union and Indonesia signed a partnership and cooperation agreement in 2009. This agreement draws on the country's long contacts between Europe and Indonesia and our shared values and principles. The European Union and Indonesia have developed diverse ties, pursuing deep political friendship, and Slovenia, as a member of the EU, supports intensified joint engagement in the fields of education, the environment, trade and investment, human rights and democracy. To conclude, as an example, let me draw your attention to the vision group which brought together eminent persons from Indonesia and the European Union. They were tasked by the Indonesian President and the President of the European Commission to put forward recommendations on how to take the relations between the EU and Indonesia to the next level. They concluded that both sides have a friendship that could grow even further. This is also our goal, to further strengthen the existing good relations between Indonesia and Slovenia through enhanced cooperation in the areas of mutual interest. I would like to conclude that we are looking forward to the future constructive relations and cooperation between Indonesia and Slovenia, and I wish you, Ambassador, good staying in Slovenia and as many as possible visits from here to our capital. Thank you very much.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I would like to invite to the podium the Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to the Republic of Slovenia, His Excellency Mr. Rahmat Budiman, to give his welcoming speech.
Your Excellencies, Dr. Marjan Chen, Director General for Bilateral Relations of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Bojana Skavar, the Director of Slovene State Diplomatic Museums, Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Chen for kind word addresses to me. It's very, very touchful. And ladies and gentlemen, I have the great honor to welcome all of you to this reception to celebrate the 67th anniversary of Indonesian independence and also the 20th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Slovenia and Indonesia. 20 years of our relation is of course a very short time. However, I take note with satisfaction that many important things have been achieved as a base for further strong of our relations in the future. Indeed, during the past 2 decades, our cooperation has been mutually beneficial. One notable achievement in our bilateral relations is in trade. Indonesia is now one of the major suppliers of energy, namely coal, to Slovenia. And Indonesia also exports natural rubber, chemicals, wood pulp, and furniture to Slovenia. Though small in size, the Slovenia market is promising in the long term. Indonesia, in the last 3 years, has also been a regular participant in the Celje International Trade Fair. Not to mention that the Indonesian Embassy is also conducting regular briefings and updates for the Slovenian business community and academia on the developments of the Indonesian economy as a whole. Indonesia is looking forward to a bolder, more aggressive drive of Slovenian goods and services into Indonesian domestic market. In fact, Indonesia is inviting Slovenian companies and business people to invest or expand into Indonesia. I believe the Indonesian market will respond positively and lucratively to the Slovenian penetrations. It is also a fact that the Indonesian domestic market, with its own regional characteristics, can be challenging for the business people from Slovenia. However, if other countries can enjoy the benefit, why not the Slovenian businesses? Through the right trade promotions and economic cooperations, Indonesia will gradually end up getting familiar with and even looking for Slovenian products and export commodities to consume and utilize. And as also mentioned by Dr. Chen, we are now negotiating of trying to finalizing the agreements on the economic cooperations, and I'm the one who's responsible to push and speed up the agreements. Hopefully within the next future the agreements will be finalized. And in the same commercial flow, I would like also to see that Indonesian businessmen also come to Slovenia. And Slovenia actually is both geographically and strategically speaking is ideally suited for such important ventures from Indonesia. Together with its modern ports and established domestic logistic networks, Slovenia presents itself as ideal hub for Indonesian commercial interactions, as also mentioned by Dr. Chen, into Eastern Europe and also Central Europe. This is the reason why we should capitalize on this 20th anniversary of our diplomatic relations to strengthen the friendly relationship even further by enhancing economics and technical cooperation. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, after 20 years, we have enjoyed the cohesiveness and of the relations between Indonesia and Slovenia. When I presented my credential to the President of Slovenia, His Excellency Mr. Donilo Tuk, on the 30th of October this year, I underlined the need to move beyond our government-to-government relationship by strengthening the people-to-people contact. In this regard, I would like to bestow a special credit to the Slovene Ethnographic Museums, which initiated one of the many initiatives to revitalize the social-culture cooperation. The Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia highly appreciates the museum initiative to preserve Indonesian cultural items showcased through the rich collections of art objects originating from Indonesia. The collections that was first collected by former Yugoslav ambassador to Indonesia in the year of the 60s, Dr. Ales Bebler and his wife, is now well maintained by the museum. To reciprocate the initiative, we are now trying to cooperate with the Arboretum to establish a traditional Japanese house called the Joglo from Yogyakarta in the Arboretum Ljubljana. A unique architecture that will symbolize the genuine nature of our friendships and especially Indonesian presence in Slovenia. Hopefully it will be erected during in the middle of the next year, 2013. Distinguished guests, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the director of the museum, Dr. Buyana Skafar, who invited me to enjoy the precious collections of the museums this morning. I am so impressed by the valuable items displayed in the museums. In these occasions, I would like to present a wooden puppet from the West Java, from my village, from my province. It is called Wayang Golek. As a token to the museum, I hope it marks the beginning of the growing collections of Indonesian culture in the museum. Now I would like to invite Dr. Buyana to accept the token. May I now invite all of you to join me to a toast for the prosperity and also for well-being of our peoples and to the health to all of us present here. And Slovenia, Indonesia, the long life of our friendships, and may God bless Indonesia and Slovenia. Once again, thank you very much and enjoy your evening.
Thank you for